Alright, welcome back. Here's Balsaphan's confession.
Speak the truth. The blind swordsman we encountered at Rhyme was Hobrim. I have it from one of our own whisperers in the Resistance.
You've been busy then.
You gave the order, Balsaphon. I merely received the report. Had I not chanced to do so, I very much doubt I would have learned of it. Why go on denying it? Hobrim lives. You lied to me.
Sure did. What'd he do best?
Ozma's right, Balsaphon. Confess and be done with it. There should be no secrets among friends.
Friends. This is what I mean.
You have the
by
right
he
of it,
deceives
Ozma.
everybody.
Hoberim lives.
Why, Balsaphon? How could you lie to me?
A grave crime, yes. But I could not bear to see my brother, my own blood, imprisoned and put to death. Nor could I merely set him free. As adjutant, I bore certain responsibilities. I took his eyes to mark him for his crime, made it appear as though he died in the dungeons, and banished him.
The pieces do not fit. When we were at Phydock, I suspected nothing. Why lie to me then?
It was for your own good. Hoberim was to be your husband. Ordering the man put to death seemed too cruel by far. I love you, Ozma. Hoberim had brought you enough suffering. I did not wish to see it continue.
He's full of crap, ain't he?
Lies upon lies!
As soon preached to a statue once a woman's made up her mind, eh?
You disobeyed orders to save your own brother, as I recall. Had you kept that from us, I don't expect we would have seen such a commotion.
That's women for you. Always poking their noses
He's
where
very
they don't
popular with
belong,
women, I'm sure.
and turning them up when they mislike what they smell.
Do not mock me.
Yeah, don't do that. That's rude.
Calm, Ozma. Do not take Martum's jibes to heart.
I promise to keep nothing more from you. Forgive me.
That is also a lie. But I don't think she gives him a
Traitor
chance
who
to do
murdered
that.
Stratarchus, his own father, lives in hiding on these isles. Bringing him to justice is our sacred duty. If you will not see it done, I will.
But
Ozma, wait!
look at Lancelot
Have you
here.
forgotten our purpose here?
Just side eyes him, and he's just like, yep, I'll follow her.
A brother who is a traitor, a pig-headed bride. A fine house you keep. At this rate, we'll be on these bloody isles forever.
Here's another cutscene.
You abandon your post and go over to the enemy. Do you know what this means?
Balsaphon admitted to the lie. You heard him, Volok.
It's his brother, after all. Balsaphon has shown poor judgment, but who are we to find fault? Men are governed by passion. Rules and reason are not enough to bind them.
He played me for a fool. To say nothing of my parents, House Glacius, even Lodis.
I know, but the High Champion's orders are quite clear. He's to be charged for his crimes after his return to Lodis.
Do you not think the High Champion knew of all this?
You see,
He and Balsaphon keep close counsel. I cannot believe he knew nothing of Hobrim.
Speak no more, Ozma. Return with me to the High Champion, for my sake, if not your own.
I can't go back. Not like this.
Ozma! Leave Ozma to me. You're to return to Heim and make a full report to the High Champion.
Sir!
so that cutscene which is not at all required to see, leads into this battle.
Be calm yourself, Ozma. I know you're upset, but you cannot allow your feelings to rule you.
I hunt a traitor who has committed unconscionable crimes against his country. What could be more rational?
You do not do this for your country. This is for you and you alone. With the war faltering, we cannot permit you to wreak havoc as you please. The situation demands unity. Now, more than ever, we must stand as one. Balsaphon realized this, else why admit to his mistake?
You would have us follow our orders without question, in the name of unity?
It is our duty. There cannot be order without trust.
Balsaphon lost my trust when he deceived me.
What he did for your sake. It was not easy for him.
And I'm to accept this. I'm to trust him.
Listen to reason, Ozma. I have no wish to lead you back in chains. Sir Volok, the resistance! Here? Ozma, what are you doing?
What I must. I will see whether Hobram lives for myself.
So there's a couple things you gotta do here. One, you gotta bring Hobram. Two, the beginning of the battle, when she asked if he's Hobram, you say, yes, I am Hobram. You do not do one or both of these things, she will basically fight you to the death. Alright, here we go.
I am Ozma of the Knights Lothlorien, and I have a question for you. A blind swordsman fought us at Rhyme. Is he with you now? I know you can hear me, swordsman. Are you Hobram von Rams or no?
Yes, Ozma. It is I.
You're alive. Balsaphon lied to me. They all lied. Even Oz. Why?
They sought to make truth of the lie.
Ozma, listen to me. We have our orders. What matter the whys and wherefores? This man is our enemy. It is our oath-bound duty to strike at him.
You have to vanquish both Volok and Ozma. Volok you have to take down to 0, so he will evacuate or leave the battlefield. Ozma, on the other hand, you have to get down to 10%, and then she will yield. If you kill her, she is dead. She will not escape, she will just die. Also, if you come into this battle and do not have Hobram, or if you answer no with Hobram, she will basically fight to the death. And she will die in this battle, and that'll be the end of her. I don't know if she will, again, not attack Hobram. However, she will destroy the rest of your party. She also has, what's that? It's not Phalanx, it's, that other one. I always forget the name of it. Basically, it's the thing that blocks you from passing. You have to go around them by 2 blocks, which eats up most of your movement points. You can also fly over top of her if you have the flight ability, or you have the little flying ring. And then, like I said, you have to get rid of Hobram and knock her down to 10%, and then she will join. She'll yield, and that'll be the end of the battle. Hooray, hooray. So, if you remember me talking many moons ago about this level, we are on the wrong side of the level now. The good side of the level is the northern portion, because everything flows into this choke point, okay? And whereas you have lots of area to move around and houses to stand on top of, on the good side of the choke point, you don't have anything on this side of the choke point other than the bridge and the river and the little stream slash side path you can use to get around the bridge. But if you send everybody out, around the bridge, you end up with a choke point.
You wear too many wounds, Ozma. Keep a steady eye on your foe. This battle is unworthy of your death.
Save your worry, Volok. I will not die until I've learned the truth.
Do not let vengeance overcome you. I have already lost Oz. I will not lose you.
I am a Lothlorien Knight Commander. Vengeance does my bidding.
So, on the old alignment chart.
So, this is Hobram. You're really something, you know. Most men would have surrendered their sword along with their sight.
A knight commander, is it? You have the air of rank about you.
Does nothing escape you? I shall have to take blind swordsmen much more seriously. To watch you move, it is clear you are no common warrior. Let our steel sink. Then, your crimes against Lodis demand blood.
Strike me if you can. I flee from no one.
When cutscenes like that happen, I still have not learned yet to take my hand off the mouse. Wow. That's crazy, isn't it? So Ozma, despite not being on the bridge anymore, still blocking my path on the bridge. If you're where Hobram and Ravenous is, you can proceed further without any trouble. However, if you're standing behind them, you're going to be held up when you reach her line. That'd be a very good clump to hit with an AoE spell. Not really in position to do that, but there's a good chunk there. It may be 9 people there. I lined it up correctly. 10 I'm really good. Now, of course, that changes as these people move. So the one lucky thing about this particular mission is Volok continues to move up. If he were just to stay where he was at and, behind the other Dark Knights, I think this battle would be a lot harder because I don't want to kill Ozma, obviously. So I would have to battle through not only her slowing me on the bridge with this choke point, but also running into a second choke point here where the Dark Knights can spread out to the left and right, and depending if they have some variation of magic or range, archers could really make this kind of a problem for me. Thinking about problems, if I knock her down here, she'll be close to, yeah, 300 will put her under 10%. But the problem is if anyone were to counterattack her going forward, I'm gonna be a sad panda because she's going to die. Hopefully the programming's not stupid enough to send her against, to pick an enemy that has like a very high counterattack percentage. That would be not great. A little out of range, unfortunately, for that, but I can still make this work. Japan, you're like every good berserker in this game, where you are just one or two moves away from really just making devastating damage. It is what it is, you know. They move slow, they're big damage dealers, they can take a lot of hits. They can't take a ton of hits, but they can take a decent health-wise number of hits. But they're always out of position, or they're always like one or two moves up behind the rest of the army, and it's like, eh. But when they do, it's like really good. You know? Like Pepe the Frog. Feels good. Not that I really support Pepe the Frog because he's become a symbol of the alt-right, but it's a weird thing to happen. Like, imagine, I don't know, we're just gonna take something random, I guess. I'm trying to think of something that is well known but not well known enough. Trying to think of an example that wouldn't be too out there. Okay, so if you've ever used a pen, you probably have run into the Bic pen logo guy. He's like a little. He's got a little, because it's a ball. Ball. What is it called? It's essentially the ink is dispensed by the little roller ball that's in the tip of the pen. And so they created the Bic created a little logo using like a guy, and then the head is this ball top for their pen. Okay. Now imagine if like suddenly that caught fire and you started saying, okay, the ball, the Bic ball top guy, we associate him heavily with this forum that is known to have libertarians on it. So the Bic pen company becomes a libertarian safehold, or like a symbol of no rules, no government, something like that. Libertarianism. Not that all libertarians don't want government or rules, they just want the minimum amount of government and the minimum amount of spending and the maximum amount of individual freedom that you can have. The problem with that is, well, my problem with that is, you know, you get into governance because you want to create rules and regulations or laws or repeal laws that you consider to be either too aggressive or, you know, there's a need that needs to be met in a community, so you create a fund, a department, a law to help businesses, people, wildlife, etc., to try to better society. And libertarianism is like, what if we didn't do any of that? What if we didn't tax people as much or at all, and the military funded itself largely, and everyone worried about themselves and not about anything else? You know, they kind of go, they kind of end up on opposite ends of things, because you get into government to create the laws, but libertarianism is like, we don't want law. We want maximum freedom. So we only really exist for that time period where there are too many laws and too many rules, and we're gonna be successful for like 2 to 8 years, maybe a whole presidential run, and we'll undo a lot of bureaucracy and shut down a lot of spending and programs in order to simplify what the government actually does do. And then after that point, you'll end up with another traditional conservative or you know, Republican, Democrat back in office that'll basically counteract some of what was taken away, because inevitably they'll push too far one direction and gut too many programs. But that's my philosophy anyways. Doesn't mean it's true. It also depends on how hardcore of a libertarian you are. I mean, I get the idea of smaller government, people having more freedom.
This is no place to die. Ozma, we must withdraw.
I will not leave until I have the truth. Away
Luckily,
from me,
Ozma's already below
The truth's no
10%,
good till you dead.
so as soon as this
Take care, Ozma.
dialogue finishes, he shifts stones out of here. She's going to surrender.
I yield. I will fight you no more. Hobram, I must know the truth. All of it.
Well, you're gonna get the truth and all of it, but you're gonna have to wait till the next episode, because I've used up all of my time in this episode and I don't want to extend it any longer than this, so we'll add the explanation on in the next episode.